I bet you didn't know the world's financial system could change overnight. Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Breaking news. The world's financial system is buzzing. A tremor is running through the global economy. Imagine a high-stakes trading floor in Shanghai, not New York. Picture a massive shipment of Brazilian soybeans arriving in a Chinese port, paid for in yuan, not dollars. This isn't a scene from a futuristic movie, it's happening right now. For decades, the US dollar has been the king of global commerce, the currency for oil, trade, and national reserves. But the whispers are getting louder. Is the dollar's reign ending? The country that controls the world's default currency holds immense power. Sanctions, global policy, influence. The US has held this position since World War II, but now, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are challenging the status quo. They're building new systems, forging alliances, and searching for alternatives. This movement is called de-dollarization, a simple idea with massive consequences. In June 2025, a US Bancorp executive admitted, more exporters are refusing dollars, demanding euros, yuan, even pesos. Why? To reduce exposure to dollar volatility and US political decisions. A recent survey of 75 central banks showed the dollar has dropped to 7th place in preference. 70% cited US politics as a reason to look elsewhere. The world is hedging its bets. What does this mean for you? The global economic landscape is being redrawn, the price of gas, imported goods, and your investments, all tied to the dollar's standing. This is a real-world shift with tangible impacts. The story is moving fast. The stakes couldn't be higher. We're in the middle of a historic financial realignment. The question is no longer if the system will change, but how, and how fast. So what is de-dollarization? It's the global push to reduce dependence on the US dollar for trade and reserves. For decades, countries like Brazil bought oil from Saudi Arabia in dollars, the global standard. Now nations are asking, why use a third country's currency? Why be vulnerable to US decisions? BRICS nations are leading the charge, representing a huge share of global population and output. China and Brazil now settle massive trade deals in their own currencies, cutting out the dollar. It's about economic sovereignty and a multipolar world. Central banks worldwide are diversifying. A 2025 survey of managers controlling $5 trillion in assets shows a move away from the dollar. The euro is the short-term favorite, but the yuan is the long-term bet. 1 in 3 central banks plans to boost gold reserves, a classic move in uncertain times. Nations want to shield themselves from dollar volatility and US sanctions. Recent US tariffs only accelerated the search for alternatives. Countries are building financial lifeboats, preparing for a world where the dollar is just one of several major currencies. As nations seek alternatives, the Chinese yuan is gaining attention. China, the world's second-largest economy, is promoting the yuan globally. If you're the world's factory, why not get paid in your own currency? Countries with deep economic ties to China, like Russia, facing Western sanctions, are shifting trade into yuan and rubles. Others in Asia, Africa, and South America are following suit. It's practical, easier transactions, less need for dollar reserves. The yuan's rise is gradual, not revolutionary. Projections show the dollar's share of global reserves falling from 58% to 52% by 2035, while the yuan's share could triple to 6%. But hurdles remain. China's capital controls and the global trust built in US institutions. Still, the trend is clear. China is building infrastructure, currency swap lines, yuan-denominated products. Central banks see the yuan as a top pick for long-term growth. The world's financial institutions are planning for a future where the yuan matters more. Let's address a viral rumor that Mexico has ditched the dollar for the yuan. It's dramatic, but it's not true. No official announcement from Mexico's government or central bank, no credible reports of major trade deals in yuan. Mexico isn't a BRICS member. The narrative is pure speculation. Mexico's economy is deeply tied to the US, its largest trading partner by far. Most cross-border trade is settled in dollars. For Mexico to abandon the dollar would be economic self-harm. Yes, Mexico and China trade, and some businesses might use yuan for convenience, but that's a world away from a national policy. The official currency for US-Mexico trade is still the dollar. Banco de Mexico's reserves are still mostly in dollars. The facts are clear, the rumors are not. So why does the Mexico yuan story keep popping up? In an age of information overload, sensational headlines spread fast. The idea of a US ally flipping to a rival's currency is dramatic, and gets clicks. Sometimes rumors are used as negotiation tactics or to signal displeasure with US policy. Economic uncertainty, like the 2025 US tariffs, fuels speculation. People confuse real stories about BRICS and the Yuan with rumors about Mexico. It's easy to mistake general trends for specific actions. Some share these stories out of wishful thinking or ideological bias. Repetition creates an echo chamber where rumors feel like facts. The story of Mexico ditching the dollar fits a powerful narrative, but it's not true. Here's the bottom line: the world is slowly reducing reliance on the US dollar. That's real. But the rumor that Mexico has ditched the dollar for the yuan? False. Mexico's economy remains deeply integrated with the US. To know if things are really changing, watch for official statements from Mexico's finance ministry or central bank. Look for data on trade invoicing. Are major contracts priced in yuan? Watch for announcements of currency swap agreements or shifts in Mexico's foreign reserves. Why does this matter? Because global financial stability depends on clarity and trust. False rumors create volatility. Ignoring real trends is also risky. The dollar's dominance gives the US power and privilege. A gradual erosion will have long-term consequences. The story of the dollar in 2025 is one of nuance. Its grip is loosening, but it's far from broken. The rise of the yuan is real but limited. The rumors about Mexico? Just rumors. We're in a period of transition, a slow, tectonic shift to a more multipolar world. The key is to separate hype from reality. That's the point.